Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next level tactics. From offsite and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition. Now, here's your host, Timothy Carter.
Thanks for joining me on the podcast today. We're going to talk about long-tail content strategy and a little bit more. Besides acting as an additional fodder for, blog post ideas, long-tail keywords should be a crucial part of any SEO professional's content writing strategy. They provide more specific information that both users and the search engines notice. For instance, a website with several different long-tailed keyword variations related to the industry and offerings is seen as much more reputable than a blog or a website that repeats the same generic industry keyword phrase over and over and over. Long-tail keywords are also, part of a natural speech and search for information, which search engines have worked towards implementing in their search algorithms. This is a big factor in the future of long-tail keyword search as search engines evolve to accommodate, vocalized input, think Apple's Siri. Another reason why long-tail keywords help content, and overall search marketing strategy is the more specific a query is that brings a user to your website, the more likely they're going to convert into a paying customer. For example, if a rug distributor is one of the only online sites offering purple geometric 5x7 rugs at $100 or less and includes optimized content around that type of search, a user looking for that specific item is much more likely to purchase a rug from there, than simply searches buy rugs online. The more targeted traffic is, the better the conversion rate. Publishing long-tail optimized product descriptions, content pages, and blog posts will bring more highly qualified potential customers to a company's website. In addition, long-tail keywords usually have less competition than the core shorter phrases. Blog posts are usually the easiest way to add new long-tail optimized content to websites on a regular basis. But while content pages can be refreshed from time to time, blog posts can consistently offer a way to introduce new website content without constantly rewriting pages that are already finished or already optimized. And the great thing about that is the more times you spend out there learning about what your ideal customers are searching for and are asking, the better your results are going to be for creating fresh content. And to tie in blog posts to other areas, of the company's website, include links in the text or at the end of the blog post. Many CMS platforms like WordPress also have a related content plugin that automatically pulls in related blog posts at the end of a post. All links to internal product or service pages should be natural and not overly cheesy or, out of place. If there isn't a good place to put a link within the post, include a call to action at the end of the post, such as to browse the available geometric rugs we sell, please visit the geometric rugs product category, yada, yada, yada. This should link to the search results or category page for geometric rugs. E-commerce sites that have static search results or category pages make this easy. And definitely, you want to run experimental searches. Google likes to be helpful to searchers. That's the reason why it exists. Well, besides Google AdWords and other advertising revenue. They attempt to do this by, attempting to better understand the searcher's intent. Using that information, it's aggregated from millions upon billions on trillions of searches. Google offers a convenient related searches section at the bottom of each SERP. For the searcher, this prompts a series of related or further elaborating searches. But for the search marketer, this offers some key insights. For example, for one of your own products, you can look at the related searches to see what else your customers typically search for. And these are, typically presented in the long form keyword phrases. There's a Uber Suggest out there, it's a great tool I've heard about that harnesses this power as well. It extracts information from Google's auto suggest feature, giving you hundreds or even thousands of different long tail keyword ideas based on a single initial keyword entry. Take your pick then at that point. Another thing to do, another great strategy, is to find new keyword ideas, is to take a look at what has worked so far on your current site. This assumes, of course, that you've already written and syndicated some great content. Head over to Google Analytics and, take a look at some of the most popular pages and blog posts of your site. Do the same thing with your social profiles. Are there any themes that people really seem to respond to? Are there any new ways you could present these ideas and this content? You can also figure out how people are finding you using Webmaster Tools, under the Google Search Console, and under Search Traffic tab on the left-hand side, you can select Search Queries. Here, you'll find a list of keywords for which you're currently ranking for on the first page. If you reset the parameters to include a much longer list of keywords, you'll also find phrases for which you are on page 2 or 3. These are also keywords that are a prime opportunity to improve the ranking and utilize link building. Another way you can do is, you can look at your closest competition for inspiration and coming up with new topics and long tail keyword phrases. See what type of articles they're posting on their blogs and which ones seem to be the most popular among their target audience, which, kind of is your target audience. Do they answer a specific type of question? Think about how you can answer this question in a new way or how you can answer a similar question. Remember, it's a bad idea to copy anything your competitors have already done, but there's nothing wrong with using their content as a jumping off point for your own. Google Trends and social listening softwares are good, especially if your company offers up a niche product line. Here you'll be able to tell which keywords have risen and fallen in popularity, along with other related keywords, that may have defied the norm. Use this in conjunction with, your listening software for social media, for like Hootsuite, which will be able to tell you what types of topics are currently trending on blogs and social media. Use these bits of information to come up with other topics that belong to your niche, but also relate to current trends. You can browse boards and forums, Quora, Reddit. You can see what these questions are being asked in real time. Look for the threads that are pretty active. Then how to answer and take action. You can even use these threads as link building opportunities in the short term. Sometimes talk to your followers. You get so busy trying to figure out what people want to read that you forget the fact that you can just ask them directly. Your followers are usually, hungry for new content, and many of them already have an idea of what they would most like to read or need an answer to. So, conduct a user survey or, ask casual questions to uncover new keyword opportunities worth pursuing. And then once you've come up with some, ideal targeted keyword phrases, head on over to, Google's Keyword Planner, and you'll be able to run a report and see exactly how much traffic for each one of those ideas receives. Definitely eliminate any that receive little to no attention and focus your efforts on those that remain. Finding niches. Long tail keyword strategies were all about finding words that nobody was competing for and claiming them as your territory. It was an easy way to get a small amount of visibility, and when you were done, you could generate a substantial amount of traffic to your site. The new way of using long tail keywords is fundamentally similar. Instead of finding long keywords that nobody's ranking for, you'll be finding niche topics that nobody is writing about. Instead of striking the balance between keywords that carry a large search volume and keywords with minimal competition, you'll be striking a balance between the content that appeals to the greatest number of readers and content that hasn't been covered fully in detail. And measuring inaccuracy, while long-tail keywords provide a constant source of blog post ideas and content, it's often difficult to measure their success based on search engine rankings. This is because most long-tail keywords for which you are ranking for, are probably well off your radar. However, once you've identified a specific set of long-tail phrases, it's easy to track them in ranking software like Ahrefs or SEMrush. But to measure the real value of long-tail keywords, track customer funnels or paths taken to conversion, and measure customer feedback on the content, the click-through rate, and the traffic for those blog posts. And, in conclusion, to wrap this up, remember, long-tail keyword strategy isn't totally extinct. It's just evolved into something simpler. You no longer have to worry about the precise phrase inclusion or hitting a target number of keyword phrases in your piece of content. Instead, your focus, belongs on your main priority, your users. Write the content that your users need and the content that your competitors aren't already covering. In time, that'll be sufficient to build your audience and capitalize on the search traffic that comes from those highly specific long-tail keyword phrases. When it comes to, finding long-tail keyword niches for link building and SEO, our team does a great, white hat link building service for our clients, as well as, white label link building services to support other SEO agencies. That's what we broke our teeth on over a decade ago, and that's still the heartbeat of what SEO.co does. And that's about it for today's episode and talking about long-tail keywords. If you want some help and you need to improve your site's organic visibility, come on over to SEO.co and schedule a time to have a free consultation. Learn how we can help you scale your ability to outwrite and outrank your competition.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.